This is General Motors on the monthly chart, and you can see prices breaking down from some key support levels at the $32 level. And before we continue with the analysis, we're going to look at who caused the crash. Yours truly, potentially, Warren Buffett did. Let's get into the article. Is Elon Musk the reason Warren Buffett sold GM stock? So Tesla and CEO Elon Musk and Berkshire Hathaway CEO Warren Buffett are two of the wealthiest people in the world. However, the two have dramatically different approaches to business. Buffett favors timeless business models and companies with wide economic moats. He loves insurance companies and industries. For example, Berkshire owns Geico and a number of other insurance companies, and he favors big brand stocks like Apple and Coca-Cola. On the other hand, you have Elon. He sees innovation as the major point of differentiation in business and is a big thinking visionary with dreams of one day living on Mars and embedding a microchip in your brain. Back in 2018, he said moats are lame, so that was probably a jab at Warren. Nevertheless, these two captains of industries have traded barbs in the media over the years, but seem to have developed a mutual respect. As Buffett praised Musk at Berkshire's shareholder meeting earlier this year, one comment in particular stands out and could inform Berkshire's trading activity. We don't want to compete with Elon in a lot of things, Buffett said, a reference to Musk's dedication to innovation and its ability to sometimes do what had previously appeared impossible. Perhaps it was not a coincidence that Berkshire sold 45% of its stake in General Motors in the second quarter, same period when Buffett made remarks about not wanting to compete with Tesla. On last week's earnings call, Musk emphasized how crucial it was for the company to be competitive on pricing, blaming interest rates in part for putting pressure on car buyers and saying that was partly why it lowered prices. Management also said it was focused on growing volumes in a very cost-efficient manner. Earlier this year, the Tesla chief argued that his company could sell its cars at cost and make profits on the software and services it sells to the owners, such as full self-serving capabilities. That vision might seem far-fetched, but the company's operating margin has significantly eroded this year, which seems at least partly by choice, as it has aggressively lowered prices. Now, getting back to GM and Warren Buffett, it's unclear if Musk's tactics are the reason Buffett sold nearly half his stake in GM this spring. The conglomerate has owned GM shares for more than a decade, and the stock has been a constant laggard, which could also be the explanation. However, GM stock is now dirt cheap despite the company's solid execution, sizable profit margins, and emerging strength in EVs and autonomous vehicles through its Cruise subsidiary. Competition from Tesla might be one reason why GM is trading at price to earnings ratio of just 4, with a share price hovering around 52-week lows. As we saw, it just broke down through key support at $32. The UAW strike is likely weighing on its valuation as well. All right, so kind of getting back to the charts, question is, did Buffett sell the remaining half of his shares? Potentially. The question is, again, price is at a 52-week low. How low can it go? Well, let's go down to the weekly chart. And we can see last week was a indecision candle, a doji candle, meaning buyers and sellers were equally distributed. However, we see this week, to open the week, we have a gap down, but it's moving higher. So potentially, thus far this week, a gap down to move higher. We may end the week higher, potentially looking at this $30 target, which was previous support. You can see it hit last week and served as resistance. When I look at current price and I go down to the left, I'm looking for huge volume bars, and I don't see any. I do see some gaps that have not been filled, and a true gap is when price closes above or below the previous candle's high or low, not spiking, wicking through it, breaching through it, but not closing through it. All right, so we're going to have to go down lower to the daily chart. Daily chart shows me that all the moving averages are above current price. We have the 13 and 26 day moving average. These are my momentum moving averages. They are pointing down, and price continues to respect that. All right, so again, looking at current price going down and to the left. Again, I'm looking for huge green volume bars, and I don't see any. You know, you have some rejection wicks, which when price breached the one above, came back to retest. So maybe $24 level. All right, so kind of zooming back out to, say, the weekly chart. Potentially, price is going to move higher to the $30 level that was previous support. However, because price broke this huge support level, we could see price continue to move down another $6 or $7. Now that low I showed you on the daily chart, this is how it looks like on the weekly chart. So you have resistance, now support. Again, price could easily fill this gap fill at say $8. So we'll see. We won't know if Berkshire sold the rest of its stake in GM until the next required quarterly report. I think it's called the 13F, and we'll see how Buffett traded in and out of stocks during that time. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.